Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite properties in like all around La Fortuna area. We're gonna be talking to Bob and Ziggy about their experiences living here, how they got here, what they're doing here, all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna talk to them in like after I do this. Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com, fill out the 4-minute form, and you'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you. Where are you? There you are. Having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. I say it all the time. I appreciate a subscribe. But if you want to be updated with the videos and be notified when we make one, please hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for talking to us, Ziggy, today, and Bob. Like I said, let's just preface this, man. They got a freaking unbelievable property. We've actually done a video here before, and I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. We did an adventure tour here. Yeah. They have a very kind of big property, and they have a trek in the jungle, and that video is worth watching. So I'm going to put that link in the description, and we'll probably...
An extreme trek.
Yeah, it's an extreme trek.
Not a simple walk in the park.
You may not make it through. No. No. All right, guys, let's get you down to Costa Rica. So, how'd you get here? You know what I mean? Start the story. Where did this first start? Did you just spin the globe and go, boom, we're going there?
Well, I never thought about living out of the United States or even really out of California. And he's an avid reader, and so he had recently read a book on Costa Rica or something. This is back in 2014 or something like that. And he said, yeah, I read this book about Costa Rica, and when we retire, we're going to move there. And so I was like, really? Okay, well, I think it'd be a good idea if we visited there before we just moved there.
No, the book's good enough.
Just an idea. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I did more research than that. Like Costa Rica, I'll probably offend people, has about the only stable government in Central America, right?
I'm gonna go with that's true, right?
Pretty much. And I knew I couldn't afford to live in the United States retiring early because we wouldn't be eligible for Medicare.
Which you guys did retire early, right? I want to make sure people know this was 2014. You weren't even close to technical to retirement age.
We ended up retiring when I was 59.
Okay.
So we were still years away from being eligible for Medicare or anything like that, and private health insurance. Just that alone is more than I have to live on.
Right. So you started, well, you obviously did come here, and you did visit.
So I told him, can we visit? So for our anniversary in 2015, he made reservations, and we came down, and we just kind of went all over the place. I don't even think we rented a car the first time. We took buses. We just wanted to
really public buses.
We only took buses. Yeah.
That's rock star status.
Well, our very first trip was. We took a bus to La Fortuna from Alajuela. We took a shuttle to Essence Arenal. Then we came back to La Fortuna, stayed a few more days there, hiked Cerro Chato, swam in the crater, went down the other side, did all that. Then went whitewater rafting on the Pacuare, and then exited there and went to Puerto Viejo, then went to Cahuita, and then took a bus back to Alajuela.
Well, wait a minute. So was property already in your head? Were you already thinking property? Or this is just to make sure you're good?
This is just to check out, do we even like this country, you know? And so we very much fell in love with the nature and the people and just kind of the pura vida lifestyle. And so when we got back home and we were talking about it back in our busy schedules, working and everything, and I said, okay, what is it that we really liked about it? Like, is it because we were on vacation? Because we're not always going to be on vacation.
It's a totally different between like living and vacation. Right?
So we bought a hammock and put it on our porch and would sit outside and talk about Costa Rica every day after work. And what did we like about it? And can we duplicate in the United States what we found here? Like, can we really find that anywhere, that pura vida, So
wait, go back. What are you trying to duplicate?
The pura vida lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
What we liked about Costa Rica is, could we duplicate that where we already were, or did we have to come to Costa Rica?
Got it. Okay, got it.
So.
And as answered, we're in Costa Rica.
Right. So how long before that, and thinking about the being on the hammock, did you come back here again? Obviously,
well, we came back
so
every 6 months.
So obviously you came up with, we kind of like it there. And,
Yeah.
and so now you start coming and did, okay, on the next visit was property a thing? Were you thinking property?
No, the next visit because we had listened to a lot of your videos, so we kind of knew. Yes.
it was a great research.
So we
Still
said let's just travel around and see what we like, because like you guys would say on your videos, you can hit any kind of weather or climate here, and you have to see what you like. We thought we would want to be at the beach because we grew up in Newport Beach, California. So we went to the beach here, and it's not at all like the Newport Beach weather. It's very hot, very humid, and I thought, I can't live at the beach here. So then we started traveling around and came up to La Fortuna and love the weather.
Well, I got to admit, you know, where you're at, this is pretty private and pretty off what people would say the beaten path is. So how'd you actually find this place?
Craigslist.
We find everything on Craigslist.
Craigslist. It was on
I didn't know Craigslist really worked down here in
Costa Rica. Well, because we bought it from another American. And so I guess his thought, well, he didn't go to Encuentro 24. He went to Craigslist, right? Because that's what he knew, I guess. So, yeah, she found it on Craigslist.
And so you came out here, and then I'm thinking you liked it, but you didn't make any kind of move, obviously, right?
Well, I was the first one that came and checked it out. He was working, so he was unable to come. So I came, and I really liked it, but I thought, man, that road, you got to have four-wheel drive to get to the house, and
That's kind of cool, actually.
You gotta have 4-wheel drive to get out of our driveway. But
Actually, let's just, we're probably going to show some, we're going to show some pictures, but why don't you just do a quick, what this, you know, how many acres and that kind of
yeah.
thing.
So the house is 2 bedrooms. I don't know, it's maybe 1,300 square feet, 1,200 square feet, I don't know. We have a nice pool area with an outside kitchen. Around the house, there's about a half acre that's fenced in where the dogs can roam with just grass and plants. Then about another 2 acres of gardens with the easy trail to walk through, and that's where we throw 2 bananas to the toucans and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then we have another 15 acres that is primary old growth jungle because it was too steep of a ravine to ever harvest the trees. So they're the original old trees.
That's the trek we went on, right?
That's the trek where you get muddy and
which is
slippery
so fun, I want to say. We're going to get back to that stuff too. So
total it's about 17 and a half acres.
all right, so she reports back to you, did you have other properties in mind? Were you looking in other locations?
I did, yes, I did.
Outside of Fortuna area or just in this area?
Mostly in this area, but I was still trying to decide,
And somewhere in Nuevo Arenal. So,
Yes.
you know, like that, to me, that's a different area.
Man,
than
I'm
we are
so
here.
glad you didn't choose.
I'm sure they're glad.
I'm not going to beat up
No,
on him too bad,
I
but
love where we. I mean, we're at the end of my road, or where my road turns, is the Bosque de los Niños. So it's the largest private nature preserve in Costa Rica.
you got an unbelievable
So-
waterfall up
Yeah,
here.
the
We
waterfall.
took that little trek too.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're
We
not
took
allowed to go
that
there
little-
anymore. I think they were afraid I was going to run tours there, so they closed it.
All right, for real?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like gated it off?
Yeah,
Or-
there's just signs. that
All
say-
right, we don't have to go off on that. So, okay,
Sorry.
but anyway, you report back. You got a few properties, and this is around 2016 or so, or
17,
Yeah,
maybe?
2017 probably.
Because we really did come at least every 6 months for a few years before we said, okay, let's make a plan.
Because we wanted to be like in Fortuna during rainy season to see what it was going to be like, since we're like the rainiest part of Costa Rica.
yeah. It's
Yeah, we
pretty-
purposely came back at different times of year to see what the weather was like.
So, and you still had this, and this property is on your mind still, and you're talking to the owner from Craigslist, Bob.
Yeah. So the second time we were going to come see the property, I think, I didn't realize until we moved here how much work the owners put into preparing the property before our visit. Because there used to be like a huge bougainvillea grow overhanging the pool here, and like it was really,
He's trying to
really-
sell it, huh?
Yeah. So he worked really hard. So they knew we were coming one day, and we were supposed to be here at like 12. And I had a rental car, and I had looked on Google Maps that our road continues all the way around. So I said, let's try driving it. And she said no, but of course I did anyway. And we made it within, like the other side of the road, I don't know if you've ever driven around there, the other side of the road is not maintained. So there's just big steep ruts, and we were in excuse me, Alamo, we were in a RAV4 sliding sideways down this road, and we came within a meter of making it out, and I hit the embankment at the side. But no one could get us out, so we had to go find a guy with a tractor, and he came to haul us out. And so now we have new neighbors on the back, new friends on the back.
Yeah, I
side
bet.
also, yeah. But the owner was really upset because it was when the bridge was washed out here, and so he couldn't get back there to get us. And so we missed our visit with him because I crashed the rental.
You are really selling this place, Bob. I can see why. So just as, did you feel like, so you saw the place, obviously you end up meeting up with them. Was there any, just to be nice to the previous Craigslist owner, was there any gringo pricing going on in the beginning? Did you feel like, wait a minute, we can do better? Or did you know?
No, I felt like it was, because she had checked, trying to do comparative pricing, which is always really difficult in Costa Rica because with no MLS, you never know what something, people tell you what they sold it for, but what they report to the government is not necessarily.
No, that's very true.
I mean, there's a lot of
And especially when you're out kind of this far,
Yeah.
because
there is no comp on this property
Right,
here,
yeah.
right. And so the owner had been trying to sell it for a couple of years previously and had at it for $100,000 more, I think.
which we would do.
Yeah,
right?
and then after about a year, he lowered it $100,000, and then he waited. I don't know. He had it 3 years at that price probably, and we had offered him less, but he didn't want to. But I think by then he knew we were pretty interested. So, and I mean the price was okay. So.
So you came out here. So you've been living here in this place for how long? Since when?
2.5 years since whatever that calculates to.
Well,
Maybe
middle
late
of
2018.
Middle of you came in June of 2018.
2019. It was in,
2020.
Right, but 18.
21.
Because it's 2.5 years.
We'll let
know, math-
the
you know what?
viewers do the math on this, Bob.
Here's the irony. I was a software engineer in the U.S. So it shows how
Did
much
they ask you to leave, Bob? All right. So when you guys got out here, was it when you started? Always the first months, we need to find new flooring, and you're working, and it's it really hasn't sunk in that you're actually living, because you're so distracted by finding the refrigerator and doing all those things. So now you've obviously set in, since it's been 2.5 years. Is it at that time when you go, wow, we really live in Costa Rica? Is it everything you thought? Were you like happily surprised? Were you like, this is what I thought it would be? Were you kind of going, what did we just do? You know what I mean? Try to be honest.
well, every day with Bob is an adventure, whether you're here or in the United States. So I just expected this to be another adventure, which it is. Like every day, it's another adventure, And again, fortunately, watching your videos and learning, like, okay, if somebody says they're going to be there to fix your whatever on, Wednesday at noon, if they come by Friday at 2, like that's good. That's within the time frame, So I kind of learned that about Tico time and about how to just relax. And if somebody, doesn't do things like right now, like we're used to in the U.S., then that's okay. And I think that was for me the biggest thing that I was worried about being able to handle.
You mean just the cultural aspects of their daily life, in a
Yeah,
sense?
it's so much slower, and yes, and I was used
So
to
much
just
slower? We could probably times that by 10,
get
couldn't we?
things done.
Now, but like the flip side of that, like I love, like we live near Chichagua. And so I go in town and buy bananas.
I'm sorry, so for you guys, Chichagua is about how many,
12 kilometers.
30 minutes from La Fortuna?
Yeah. And I go into town all the time and buy bananas that I put out for the birds because my banana plants are still growing and everything. And everybody in town knows, and people wave and say hi. The guys from our district that drive the trash truck, we can be anywhere in Peñas Blancas and they'll honk, like everybody will hang off the trash truck and wave, and they all honk when they see us in the car. Because it's just a total different environment. Like we grew up in Southern California, and it's such an extreme that to me it's like super refreshing that people are friendly.
Well, I'm with you on all that. Obviously, we've been here for 16 years, so we obviously like it. But I can definitely see why people wouldn't. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see why. Well, what do we do here? Or, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, Ziggy. Feel like you might have been. You're probably anywhere is an adventure for you, right? You're
Yeah, I'll find something.
You're gonna.
I'll get in trouble
You're the
anywhere.
one like me. We would sleep on. If we have to sleep on the dirt that night, we're sleeping on the dirt that night.
Ah, that sounds like we went to the trance festival in the jungle.
Oh boy.
So obviously, we had to deal with this clusterfuck they call COVID, and so you guys got this place. I mean, it's dialed in. I would say this place is very dialed in. But you can say you retired from the United States, but you definitely didn't retire here. Yeah. So why don't you? You obviously had a vision with this place. I mean, you have a gorgeous pool, the trek in the jungle. So you got your bicycles. So you had a plan, right?
Yeah. So when we came in 2015, we hiked Cerro Chato, the volcano next to Arenal. You could hike the volcano, swim in the crater at the top, and then hike down the other side. Now they've closed it. In the volcano hike, you walk around the bottom of two volcanoes and look up. So I wanted to open an extreme trek that challenged people just like that did. So we opened a business called the Chichagua Challenge, and we had a 25-kilometer mountain bike ride, an extreme mountain bike ride. It was very difficult. Then we followed that with a 2.5.
Our car couldn't even get up to your property,
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah. No, this
Good
is just
Lord.
it goes past where I crashed the rental car and then back up to my road. And then we had a 2.5-hour hike in the jungle. That you've done the hike. Then we came back.
Barely.
Then we came back to the pool and swam and served cocktails and then had dinner, and then people could enjoy the nature at the pool. We did several practice tours, one real tour, and then the airport closed for COVID and all of Costa Rica shut down.
Which, I think, it goes without saying that everyone was pretty hurt by that. You guys were just on your roll, just starting to go, here we go,
Yeah.
baby. So I could see how that might be. So how have you weathered this? Because obviously it's tough on everybody, we're not going to get too personal, but I'm sure it kind of hurts when you're doing this thing, you're all excited to get it started. Mm-hmm. You guys got those great bikes and your, beautiful place.
It's been hard, but it's been hard for everybody in the world the last,
right.
Year and a half or whatever. And before we moved here, we had all kind of lists going on, like the pros, the cons, what could go wrong, all this. Because I
bet you didn't get. I bet pandemic wasn't on there.
Was not on the list. So, but again, especially for me, I had been adapting to the Pura Vida lifestyle. So I'm like, okay, that's what happens now. Let's make the best of what we have. So we've just been trying to adapt, and a lot of the local people will walk by and look over the fence and say, do you rent your pool for parties, things like that. So we thought, okay, that's how we could serve our community and still use our property, is to rent the pool for activities and parties and things like that. So that's kind of where we went to for a while. But now that things have opened back up,
let's get back to.
We're ready
to get back into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably won't renew my food permit again because that's
right.
That's dealing with government bureaucracy
I know.
in Costa Rica. And,
it's better to say sorry than ask for permission.
No, I'll just tell people they can bring their own food.
No, this is beautiful. So let's just real quick, advantages of living in Costa Rica, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of the disadvantages. And we don't have to harp on anything. We're not going to be complainers and whiners, but it's not all paradise, I guess.
I would say if you own your own home, it's less expensive to live here if you don't try and live like you lived in the United States.
Right.
Right. Because like in the United States, we had high property taxes. Even if you've paid off your house, you still paid a lot every month. Where here, we don't have that. The property
taxes are. People don't say that too much either.
Yeah.
Even when they raise them, it's like, okay, well, that's all right.
We had a huge property tax with Mello-Roos in the United States. So it was crazy. So that's better. Medical care is so expensive in the U.S. that you really have to have insurance because the potential, if you don't, is so catastrophic. Here, we went for a knee surgery and everything out of pocket was $12,000. That with no insurance. That was everything.
Knee replacement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that that's a whole different thing. We talked to one of the doctors and he was like, "Oh, once you get in the Caja, just use that for emergencies, but just come to whatever doctor you want." Because medical care is actually affordable.
Right. Real quick, did you guys get your residency?
No, we still, because of the way we purchased our property, because we were running tours here. I have everything in corporations. and I have to revalue one of the corporations so that I qualify.
Right, which obviously, and now they're changing like the investor category to lower anyway. So your pool will fit under
we'll
that.
cover that.
You can just do the pool. So a little bit more of like, what's it like? Are you happy being here? What are maybe some of the differences or the likes? Ziggy, what do you think?
I love the people. I love meeting new people, whether it be the people that live here or even the people like visiting from other countries. Like I just really love meeting new people and hearing about their trip here or their experience here or I just really enjoy the people. No, they're not going at such a fast pace that they don't have time for each other.
Right. Do you like the Puerto Vida? Have you accepted it?
I do.
I know it's kind of
Yes.
nice actually.
Oh,
Once you kind of let it
click.
once you let it
Yes.
go,
Once you click.
it's kind of all makes sense in a way.
It does.
Yeah.
You know?
It does.
No, it's a total release of so much stress. Things that you really can't control anyway, but you stress about trying.
It's
to
definitely
control.
getting off the hamster wheel. It is definitely at least that. Even if you don't not like being on, maybe some people like the hamster wheel. They got to be on the hamster wheel, right? So, so what about some things you're like, well, I didn't know this was going to happen. I don't like this.
Anytime you go to the bank, plan on spending half the day.
Thanks, Bob. I spent a lot of time in the bank, and you couldn't be more right.
That drives me
Middle of the
crazy.
month. Middle of the month.
Not
early.
never on a Friday.
And never at the beginning or the
Yeah.
end of the month.
And if that falls on a Friday, you're like
Forget about
doubly
it. Forget
toast.
about
Yeah.
it. Because they do respect their older people here, Bob.
They do. I have been pulled to the front of the line before when I've been outside. And I don't even like limp when I.
Were
come
you
out.
doing that cane handicap
no,
thing?
No, I actually.
that you
like,
do?
No, I was actually trying to look healthy and stuff, and they could just tell I'm old. And so
I
the
was
guy- the
trying
guy,
to look healthy.
Yeah. So they pulled me to the front of the line. I felt kind of guilty because I teach jiu-jitsu, so it's like when they take you to the front thinking you're decrepit. And
He
then
does,
you go,
dude.
so it's
You got to
kinda
be
strange,
careful.
you know?
He does not only teach jujitsu. You say the wrong thing, you're in a chokehold in about 1.5 seconds.
But, no, so I feel kind of
You
guilty.
know I'm
when
backing up,
No, I feel guilty when they pull me to the front of the line, but I'll use it.
right? Hey, man,
Yeah.
we deserve something,
There's gringo tax and there's gringo privilege.
right?
Right? Like you pay more for things sometimes.
Right.
I don't like in my local area, like the people now, I know them. And so you get the same discount in the hardware store that everybody else gets, that kind of stuff. But sometimes if you go places that prices aren't marked, you have to be you should have some idea of what the price
Yeah,
really
we definitely
should
call
be.
that gringo pricing, and
Yeah,
it's definitely
right.
real. People are like, that's not real. Yes, it is real.
Right, but
Very-
you also get a lot of gringo privilege. You can do a lot of stupid things, and people will kind of try and guide you the right way without.
Because they're just thinking stupid gringo.
Oh, they are. They know. So.
What about your construction? So you just mentioned your hardware store. Compared to the States, can you find things? Can you do things?
Things are much more expensive, and the quality is much lower
Here.
right here. Yeah, because they pay the taxes on everything, and they only import the poorest quality. If you go to San Jose, if you go to Central Valley, then you can search out better quality things for tools and that kind of stuff. Like
That's
power
true, yeah,
tools, that
yeah.
kind of stuff. But from here, that's a couple hour drive. So.
And your local Target and Walmart, how are they
Yeah,
compared?
we do have a Walmart in Ciudad Quesada, right? We have a Walmart.
I'm not a fan, but yeah, we
45
do.
minutes from here.
We do.
The best thing in that Walmart is
Is-
when you take your shopping cart, it can be fully loaded, super, super heavy. And when you go on the conveyor belt going down, the escalator
Is that
going
thing
down,
cool or what?
It's magnetic, and so your cart doesn't roll, so you can take your hands off. Is that that is like the best?
When
thing
I
ever.
first ran into that, I was like, man, maybe the States had that a long time ago, and I just
I've never
missed it.
seen
Probably
I was
in
like-
Arkansas.
I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. I like that you just see how the little things that are just
it's amazing what you appreciate, right?
Right.
You
Does
know?
it compare to a Walmart in the States?
Not a super Walmart. I guess if you lived maybe in a really small town and everybody only spoke Spanish. But
Well, when we first came and I would get homesick, I would say, can we go to Walmart? Because then that would kind of give me a little taste of home, even though it's not one of my favorite places.
and there's
No,
a
but I understand that.
And there's a McDonald's, a Papa John's, and a Subway.
See,
all right there.
that's sacrilegious to me. I can't
That's
even.
in Ciudad Quesada, not Fortuna or.
Yeah, no. There was a Burger King here long ago, right? But now it's where the discount Italian store is.
Yeah.
So-
well, I was gonna ask just more on the activities here. So entertainment stuff. bowling alleys, movie theaters? Do you find that difficult?
Or you don't care?
Town?
No, and we don't really.
I don't know. Can they
miss
hear
it.
you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we really miss any of that kind of thing.
Oh, the only thing I miss is concerts, but I guess COVID did away with that anyways. So.
Yeah, we used to go to concerts a lot
Coldplay.
in Southern California.
Coldplay's coming.
Are they?
Or yeah,
Really?
they sold out. I think.
Ah.
Just. I mean, I. Yeah.
The guy who used to be my accountant was a concert promoter in San Jose.
I'm a.
Maybe that's not a good guy to have as your accountant. I don't know. Should that have been a red flag?
I miss that. I miss that too. But you know, it's like I don't know. Maybe just it's older age for me. I've done all that stuff a million times.
Yeah.
The only thing, if I get on like roller skates or ski, or you know, try to go skiing, I'm just gonna get hurt now. I don't even care
Yeah.
about that stuff.
But like I like going to Fortuna and listening like to Jimmy Loop or whatever when he plays, or you know, like I'll go to where
Jimmy
they're
Lute's a local. Well, he plays. You know, does the whole guitar.
yeah, he does, and he runs that children's music program
Right,
with the
yeah,
Music House and all that stuff. So yeah.
So what's the future, guys? What's the future? Do you see yourself here? Have you already kind of said, I don't know, what are we doing? Or is it good? Are we good?
I couldn't move back.
No,
Like,
I couldn't
think we're
either.
here.
yeah,
We're
no,
good.
I couldn't move back. It's just such a different mental thing, and you know, like you walk outside and you look up in the tree and you see a big iguana, or you see, you know, snakes in your yard. What?
I don't think people. Those big boa constrictors. I don't think people should underestimate the mental and that whole. You know, the Pura Vida. We can laugh about that. People can laugh about that all they want, but I don't know if they understand the stress level of go. You might have little stresses because of like going into the bank. I mean
Right.
that kind of stuff, but the overall living your life. And the things just kind of melt off you, and you kind of can be yourself a little more. I think I don't think you can underestimate that.
No, and I find myself when we first moved here, getting caught up in watching things on television, and then bringing like the stress from the U.S. here, just like through the television, because I'd get so angry at watching that.
That's like watching CNN. I do. The same.
Yeah. So I've had to pretty much try and switch to just watching sports mostly, because like I can't change anything from here, really.
I look at it as entertainment. Like I can watch it from afar.
but I don't. I like
watch it from afar and
internalize
go,
it.
man, I'm so glad I'm not there.
Yeah.
Nothing against I love the
Oh
United
no,
States.
no, no! It's for someone who wants to make their lifestyle, improve their life, like in a material way.
Right.
I don't think there's probably ever been a better place in history for the
Oh,
average person.
totally
to ever
agree.
be able to
Right,
do that.
right.
But like you and I had talked before, I think one of the problems people have here is you get a lot of time for introspection. Those are the guinea fowls.
You got some loud. We
Yeah,
tell them to
this-
shut
I
the
know.
fuck up.
I'm sorry.
We have an interview going on.
I just hope the guans don't come in, because when they come in, like you'll have
The
to
what?
shut- the guans, the crested guans.
Like the big giant wild turkeys.
Oh,
Yeah, but they come in here and they fight with each other over bananas, so it gets really, really loud.
see you. That's a viral video right there. You call it out. Go. Oh.
There you go.
How do you find the food down here compared to the States? Are you like lacking some type of flavor of food you
Refried
like,
beans.
Or are you eating better, worse?
Refried beans.
Do you feel you eat better here, or the same, or?
We very different here. We grew up in Southern California, so we had a big influence of Mexican food, which is really spicy and a lot of flavor. And we came down here, and to us, things taste pretty bland.
Without the Tabasco sauce and the.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Chilero.
Oh no.
No, Lozano. Yeah, Lozano. I like Lozano, but go ahead.
Yeah, so so that was kind of a big change for us. And he's a vegetarian, but I love to eat a big steak. And so I've kind of had a hard time finding that here. They don't really sell big cuts of meat, and you know, I haven't found a barbecue place.
Yeah.
But the food, to me, the food here, like, it's just plain. And so we just pretty much cook for ourselves all the time. And
But you can't beat the fruit.
No, you can't.
And I love being able to go to the fruit market and say, I would like an avocado for today, an avocado for tomorrow, and you know, whatever, papaya for today. And they have fruit that you can buy and eat right then,
Right.
because it's not chipped, right?
No, I agree.
I love the fresh fruit.
All right, man. So this has been interesting. I think we're going to probably talk to you guys again because we just have so many more chapters in this interview. But we're going to leave this one. I just want to let you guys know, man, if you guys are interested in, again, we're going to show pictures hopefully during this video. And again, go to the link. I'm going to give you the link in our little trek around their property, which shows the feed, you feeding the toucans and this beautiful property. So check out the link if you got a chance, man.
You guys get a lot of tropical animals, birds, and
Yes,
sloths.
sloths and toucans and the great green macaw we've seen here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh, macaw?
Yeah, so the scarlet macaws we see fairly often. The great green macaws we've had in the garden a couple of times. And then there's about 25 species of birds that we see pretty regularly.
And one seems to want to be on the video.
Not,
in the
yeah,
video.
not counting, this is a pet. And
why?
It's getting closer.
yeah, but
frogs,
coatimundis,
too.
yeah, about 15 species of frogs. We have the glass frogs. If you go down to the waterfall at night.
Do you still have that little frog? Do you do that? Remember there was at the end of the trek or on the easier one, there was a little frog
Yeah,
pond?
Yeah, the frog pond is still out here. Exactly.
You got the poison dart frogs.
Yeah, we have the strawberry dart frog, the blue jeans frog.
Yeah.
We have about, I think we've seen 4 different species of the glass frogs. So those, I really like those because when you look at their undersides, you can see all their organs.
I know, right?
So,
All right, guys. It's going to rain?
yeah, it's,
Probably.
we're in the rainforest.
Hey, man, we're going to give you their email address. Is that okay? In the description. If people want to get a hold of you, talk to you personal, maybe they want to rent the place, maybe they want to rent the pool, maybe they want to go on the track, maybe they just want to talk to you and ask you a
Exactly.
question.
Yeah, they can find us on Instagram or Facebook, Chagua Challenge.
Yeah, I'll put whatever you give me, I'll put it, and they can find it in the description.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thank
Great.
you so much.
Thank you.
Ziggy, Bob.
you.
Hey, guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Hope it helps. Remember, things are going to pop up, and if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, man, do your research. And I'm gonna put our videos up against anybody's. All right, man. Peace.